Hey everyone, it's Donna with Embroidery.com. How is everyone's Thursday going? Hi, Corinne. Welcome, everyone. My week is going pretty good. I hope yours are all going great. Let me make sure we are up and running everywhere where we should be. I'm sure we are, but you know, I gotta check, make sure. Hey, Beth. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, Mary Jo. Yay. Oh, hello. Wrong place. Let's look in the right place, shall we? Maybe. Hey, Maria. Nicoletta? Hi, welcome. Hey, Janet. Okay, go in there, and I am live. Yay. Hi. Call me Emmy. Hi, everyone. I hope you all have had a fabulous week. Oh, yay. I'm always nervous of saying names. It's what happens when you have a unique name is, you know how bad it is when people kibosh it. And so I always try really, really hard. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Deborah. Debbie. Hey, Karen. Hey, Elmira. Okay, so have you guys been stitching? Even though it hasn't been the witchy stitchy, have you guys been missing it? Hey, Carrie. Hey, Kathy. From Michigan. Ooh. It's been interesting, huh? I've been noticing that you guys have still been posting, which makes me super, super happy. You've been stitching? Oh, good. I've got a couple of my girls on it. They're counting now. So like I said, it'll probably take us a week and a half to count it all up. You've been stitching every day. You're stitching now. Perfect. You're still working on your Gypsy Queen. Yay. I think I saw your post of your first day to your 31st day, and it was amazing. You made some serious progress on that. Barbara, you're from Rhode Island. Welcome. You stitched on the 3rd and 4th, but not yesterday or today. Keep stitching. It makes me happy. You're here. Good. You've got a COVID lockdown. Still stitching. Did not post. You were sick. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hey, Julie. COVID sucks. Okay, so we never. You're welcome. Thank you. She said, thank you. It's amazing what a little every day can do. It's amazing what a little every day can do. It's amazing. But it was totally you guys. Totally you guys. So they're counting. They're counting now. And then once I know a number, we had 376 sign up. So once I know a number of how many completed, I'll let you know. Remind me, and I'll show you. I'll show you the needle minder again at the end tonight. Somebody had been asking about it online, and I was like, oh, I'll show it again. So I'll show it again. It is a community, isn't it? You guys just make my heart happy because you guys are truly a community. I mean, you guys talk to each other. It's so cool just to see the camaraderie between all of you. It just makes me happy. Oh, I'm going to have to pull him up. He's not up. Let's pull him up so I don't forget. It's caked, but it totally has. I love this page too. It is my favorite, I have to say. Okay, So I've been doing a bunch of polls and I am like super excited about them because I'm loving your guys's answers and stuff. And I love, like, I don't vote at all on the polls that I've been doing. So it's been so interesting to see where the numbers fall. So some of them, let me get over to them so I can read what some of them have been. Have you ever purchased a pattern that you know you will never stitch? Surprised me that 107 votes. 107 votes. Everyone is so nice here, aren't they? We lucked out, man. We totally lucked out on our group of peoples. Maybe. I purchased it thinking I would stitch it, but have not gotten around to it. 30 said yes. I intended to stitch it at the time, but I am no longer interested in stitching them. 25 said yes, absolutely. I have no intention of stitching it, but I want it. 12, no, I only purchase patterns I know I will stitch. And 1 was yes, especially if I'm giving it to someone whose taste differ from mine. So that was interesting. There's a bunch of, maybes. It's like, yeah, I bought it because I thought I would do it. I just have never gotten around to it. One of the things with cleaning out my craft room is to see how my tastes have changed since when I first started. I think when I first started, it was kind of a mentality of, I need everything I can possibly get my hands on. If it's cute and it's cross stitching, then I need it. And then, as I get older, it's selective stitching. You're like, she's beautiful. I need her. And then you pick it out. But anyway, let's see. If we had a live sales event on November 27th, so the day after Thanksgiving, how likely would you be to attend? 76 votes said very likely. We'll be home most of that day. 23 said somewhat likely after I get home from work. 8 said somewhat likely after I spend the morning shopping. And 1 said not likely at all. I'll be shopping all day. There were a couple of comments in there. It was like, well, I can't shop. I can't spend all day. And I want to clarify that one. If I do it, which I haven't decided if I'm doing it or not, if I do it, it'd only be an hour. It wouldn't be all day. It'd only be an hour. Couldn't vote on the November challenge. I think the poll has a problem. Really? Okay, so there's been something weird about the polls. Most of the time I can go in and change it and edit it, but for these last polls, it won't let me change it. The only change I can do is to delete the whole comment, which of course I don't want to do. So I don't think they expire, but maybe they expire. I don't know. That's something I need to research. Okay, so I did do a poll on the Thanksgiving stitch along. And I did want to, so there was 1 Christmas ornament, and I should have put this in when I did it, and I didn't think, and then I went and tried to edit it, and it wouldn't let me. It would be Christmas ornaments or a small project. It doesn't have to be Christmas themed or Christmas related for those not Christian or Christmas people. So it could be a Christmas ornament or a small project. 59 said that Christmas ornament. 45 said UFOs are works in progress. 7 said towels. 5 said survive the family stitches. And 1 said just a Christmas theme project. So we'll figure that one out, because that was, 49 and 45, 59 and 45, that's some pretty good even odds right there. And then I'll announce our little ghost name at the end of the evening when I show you him again. So last week we didn't we didn't talk about what you guys wanted me to demo this week. So I am going to demo 2 things. So this week, I put my stitching on top of a knife, and there my magnet got caught on the knife, and there you go. That's how the madness happened. Okay, so I put out a new video yesterday on how to attach your fabric to the rods with webbing. So I thought I could go over how to attach your fabric, how to attach the tape to your fabric, and then kind of show you a live version of how I did it by hand. Obviously, I don't have my machine down here. To the webbing by hand. You, of course, can go watch the video, but I thought I would just show this to you live, you know, because we didn't think of anything that we were going to do this week. And since I put out that video already, I was like, oh, this could be something good. We could do this. Okay. Oh, man, I burned out the light. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm like, I burned out the light. Okay, let me switch up my camera here real fast. Okay. Let me bring it down. Oh, no. It came off the shelf. Okay, let's see. Okay. 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 So I have obviously my tape is already on the rod. So what I do, I wish I would have picked a different fabric, because this is white on white and it's a little hard to see. Do I have anything I could put under it? Well, I have this really colorful fabric that I'll put under it, so then you can at least see the white fabric. Okay, so what I do is I will fray my fabric. Now, if your fabric is serged, if the edges are serged, you won't need to do this, but this is how I have found the easiest to get a straight edge on my fabric. Because, I want to place the tape on there as straight as possible. So I fray it until I get a straight line. Maybe I'll do one more row. There. Then I will, can you guys see that? Okay, let's turn that. Oh, that way, not this way. Years ago, I had a cheap scroll rod system that I had to hand sew the fabric onto the webbing. I didn't like it. Eventually, those rods broke, so when I saw the non-basting method, I knew it was for me. I agree. I do. You know what? I will get into the basting system a little bit more, but my preferred method is the tape method. Why is this thing so... Is it fuzzy to you guys? Oh no, this isn't the right tape. Oh no. I'm sure I have some, but not right here at my desk. Okay. Shoot. Okay, never mind. I'm going to talk about the webbing system. Yeah, that was my intention the whole time. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm sorry. I just saw a roll of tape and just assumed it was the one for the rod, for the fabric, not the rod. Okay, well. Okay, so let's talk about the webbing ones. Can you use the tape? Okay, so there are, where did it go? There are two types of tape. There's the tape that already comes on the scroll rod. This tape right here, and it already comes on the scroll rod. So it's this. It's kind of the fuzzy, it's the fuzzy part of it. Okay. If you have rods, I'm glad you love me because holy crap. I mean, I am in my craft room. I'm sure I have some somewhere, but I don't know where exactly, and I don't want to get up and have to look around while I'm live because that's weird. So anyway, if you have the rods that have the webbing on them, you can rip them off, get the webbing, the tape for the rods, and just replace it, and then create your own rods with tape. You could totally do that. I've done that before. I don't know if you can tell on this rod. You can kind of tell. Do you see where the rod is kind of a different color right here? It's because I've used this rod so many times, and with the tension I like, it moves. So I could go through and add another strip of tape here onto this rod, and it would just give me more surface area that when I'm attaching my fabric to it, I just have more place to put it. So you can do that, and I've done that several times because, you know, I like super tight tension, and it can cause it to move. These are old scroll rods. You can kind of tell because they're yellowed and stuff. But, you know, I mean, scroll rods are an investment up front, but they last for forever. You know, the only time you ever have to replace your scroll rods, and again, I probably should have showed you this earlier, but I threw it away, is if the rod cracks. And I had a rod crack earlier today. And it'll usually crack on one of the ends. And it's, you know, who knows why it does it. It does it for whatever reason. But that's the only time you ever need to replace a rod, is if it has cracked. If the screw has come out, a lot of times what I've done is I've either glued in toothpicks or glued in sawdust or something like that into the rod, and then screwed the hanger bolt here back into it. So you can kind of fidget that around. But if the rod itself cracks, then you have to throw it away. But with it moving, with the tape moving like this, I would just grab more tape and put it on the rod and just fill the rod up with more tape. Let's see. I love the tape method. I do too. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Since I had issues with the Velcro tape, today I tried Gorilla Glue, the Velcro to the fabric. Do you know white Gorilla Glue expands and turns lumpy? Oh my gosh! No way! Oh my goodness. So, like, was the tape not sticky enough? And that's why you use the Gorilla Glue? Because that sucks. And the tape should be sticky enough. You shouldn't have to use anything else. So I'm still looking into that. Okay, so let's talk about the webbing ones then. Okay, so the webbing rods are, it's a canvas. It's a thick, I mean, it's thick, you know, so it is a thick canvas. We staple it on as straight as possible, just like we apply the tape to the rod as straight as possible as well, because of course we want you to have as straight as tension as you can. Now, when you are gonna add your fabric to the webbing, because you're gonna sew it on, I would recommend either having the edge serged or zigzagging the edge of your fabric before you sew it on. This way it gives your fabric just a little bit more stability of that stitched edge going in, because instead of now having something on it and it being pulled, having something on it like this and being pulled, it's going to have a needle in it and it's going to be pulled, and I don't want it to pull out the fabric threads. Then when you sew it on, just like so when you do it with tape wasn't sticky. 4 projects. Oh my gosh. Okay. I will figure that out. I will talk to Darren about that tomorrow, because that's not right. When you put the tape on the fabric for the tape system, I have you put it on the front because I want you to scroll it forward, because I want the front to be protected, and I want the back, if anything gets dirty, I want the back to get dirty. But when you're sewing it on to the webbing, this felt more natural for it to scroll up and protect the front than stitching it. I mean, I guess you could stitch it on the front like that and then scroll it up, but this just felt more natural to me. So if you see in the video that I did sew it on like this. So that's just how it felt more natural for when I went to, go scroll it up. Now, when I sewed it on, so I did zigzag my fabric, and then when I sewed it on with my machine, I did a zigzag stitch. And then when I'm done, I can just go through with a seam ripper and cut it all out. When I did it by hand, so I zigzagged my fabric. When I stitched it on by hand, I actually set the rods up. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, Julie. I will totally check that out, because the tape should be so sticky that you're like, Donna, it's too sticky. It keeps sticking to stuff. It shouldn't be, yeah, I tried it on 4 projects. It's not sticky. That should not be the case. So I will check on that tomorrow. What was I saying? Oh, okay. When I was doing it by hand, I put the project I was demoing on was bigger. Obviously, it was way bigger than this. I put it on my lap stand because it was so hard to hold the rod and the webbing and the fabric at the same time and then try and stitch it on. It was a pain in the butt. So I put it all on my lap stand. And then when I put the fabric on, I got some Wonder Clips and kind of clipped the fabric right to the webbing as I was hand stitching it on. And then, because I had zigzagged the fabric, I used just a basic back stitch to stitch it on by hand, but I used the zigzag peaks as my guide of where to come up and down on my stitches. So that gave me a really nice, tight, even stitch as I went across. Now, I used Chanel needles when I was doing this. Maybe I should move this back and it'll focus better. Not really, huh? Well, I used Chanel needles when I did it by hand because they have a sharp point, and I was going to need a sharp point to go through this canvas because it's a nice thick canvas. So I used a Chanel needle, and I used just 4 strands of regular DMC. Of course, I used my thimblets because it was going to hurt my fingers, and I knew it was going to hurt my fingers. So I used some thimblets when I used the nice big Chanel needle, all 6 strands of DMC, and then I just went up and down at each peak of the zigzag. Ouch. Yes, I could use straight pins, but I couldn't find any. Yeah, it wasn't until later when I came downstairs and was looking for something else in my room that I found the straight pins. And I didn't want to use my needles because all I had was I had these ones. I guess I could have used these ones. But yes, you could use just straight pins and pin it on. So that's what I did. Okay. Could you staple it on? Okay, here's the problem with stapling it on. You would only have a place holding it here and here and here and here and here and here. So when you pulled it tight, let's see if I can do my best. So when you pull it tight, do you see what's happening? You would have really crappy tension there. You'd have crappy tension there. You'd have crappy tension there. And so when you go to pull it, your tension on your fabric would be all kinds of off. Then sewing it all the way across. When you sew it all the way across, because your stitches are so tiny, they're like this, they're like that. And so you've got perfect tension all together. If you staple it, yeah, you'd have these lines. That's why when you use the tape, I tell you to go from edge to edge on the tape, because if you do like this section and then maybe this section, you'd have the same thing happening where this whole section all the way up wouldn't have any tension on it. And then it could warp the fabric. There's all kinds of things that could happen. I mean, it could be tight. Sure, it could be tight, but overall, I think it would rip the fabric, because once you're pulling on that one section for so long and you've only got, that much fabric, these 4 or 5 threads here could just be pulled right out. So I would definitely, if you're going to use the webbing, I would say machine sew it, because I mean, I don't know. I think I had 18-inch rods. It took me like 3 or 4 minutes. Took me an hour and 40 minutes to sew it on by hand. So, and I was exhausted. My hand, it was bad. So I would, if you're going to use the webbing, I would say machine sew it on. And using your machine and the rods they're a little difficult and cumbersome and stuff because they don't move. So when I did it, okay, I'm going to do this backwards so it's not backwards to you guys. No, wait, if I go this way, it'll be fine. So I did it like this because then, okay, so your presser foot. Do I have anything square that could be my presser foot? Okay, we're going to pretend that this is my presser foot. This is my presser foot. So when it's facing you, it's got that knob on this side. If this rod is on the right side of your machine, which this is probably showing you guys right, but it's left. Okay, anyway, when the rod is on the right-hand side, that knob on the side of your presser foot will hit it. It'll come every time it comes down, it'll hit the rod. So the rod needs to be on the left side of your presser foot. I found that it was easier to handle that way. I didn't have to pin it. I was just able to lay it on there and just slide it through. And then I tried and I twisted this out as much as I could so that this didn't come near the presser foot or anything. Because if I did it this way, on the right-hand side of the presser foot, it would hit it. I pin mine on and then use a button and carpet thread to attach it. Perfect. Yeah, that will totally work. It held my sampler on for 5 months. Oh, perfect. But sure was a challenge to attach it. The next scroll I ordered had tape. Yeah, like there are just so many benefits of the tape that isn't this fabric pretty? But there are just so many other benefits of the tape that, I mean, there's so many. Let me move this out of the way now. The ease of changing projects out. I mean, you can change out projects like that. And then you can change it back, So instead of instead of having one project on and you're like, oh, well, it's too much of a pain to take off, I'm just going to use a hoop or something else, right? You can just switch it out, do that one project, put it back on. With the webbing, you have to unpick it. That's kind of another reason why I recommend a zigzag stitch, because it's easier to unpick. You can use a seam ripper, or you could probably use some cotton candy scissors, some tiny, tiny scissors to get it out. One thing is, you know, the more often you use the webbing, the more lines of sewing there'll be. And it was a kind of a pain to go through and pull all those little picked threads. So anyway, the tape, the ease of putting it on, the tension is perfect. You can change it out as often as you want. And I mean, there's so many more, but change out projects. I just ordered another lap stand. Yay! Ah, that's so exciting. That me too. So when I first found Easy Stitch, I had either this and I hated it. It wasn't Easy Stitch this. It was another company. I have no idea who it was, but I hated it because it was, you know, 25, 26, 27 years ago. I wasn't the best with the sewing machine. I mean, I could kind of sew a straight line, but it wasn't the best. So I never felt like my tension was perfect. I never felt like it was totally straight, you know? Or I had the rod that was split in half, and you'd wedge your fabric in there, and then you'd roll it, and it had wing nuts on it to clamp the dowel tight. And the wing nuts hurt my fingers like nuts, and I hated it. So when I found the no base system, I was just like, oh, I'm in love. This is the best thing ever. So I'll remove the webbing and tape. There are two kinds of tape to buy. So yeah, there's the tape for rods, and you can buy it. If you buy scroll rods that are the tape versions, they already come with the tape on them. But if you want to change over webbing ones, then you buy the tape for the rods, and then you buy the tape for fabric. And then the two make the nice Velcro. And it's not a regular Velcro. If you guys have used this, you know it's not a regular type of Velcro. The plush and the hook and loop. The hook is like, it's dense. Maybe it's the loop that's dense. I don't know. Anyway, they're very, very thin, but they hold like super tight to each other. But yeah, you can just, you know, yank this sucker off, and then lay it down and as straight as possible, put the tape for rods on there. We do, you know, I have never, I still have my very first lap stand I ever bought from American Dream Products, and I still have really, really old rods, like seriously, 26, 27, 28-year-old rods that have the original tape on them. I may have put another strip on, but I've never taken it off because, again, it's so super sticky. Here, let me cut a piece of this off and show you, because it's super sticky. So I've never actually taken the tape from my very first rods I ever got off. So yes, it's finer. It's not like regular Velcro. It's short and it just holds really, really well. Okay, so take the backing off. I don't know if we're going to be able to tell how sticky it is, but I don't know. Is that a good like demonstration of stickiness? Oh, the metal knobs. The metal knobs are phenomenal. of course. Why did I not have any down here with me? Seriously, you guys. The metal knobs make a huge difference, I feel. I feel like they make a huge difference. I feel like they hold my the rods tighter, so I can then get tighter tension. You know, one thing to remember is that the closer together your rods are, of course I'm missing a knob now, the closer together your rods are, the tighter the tension you will get. Yeah, these are just the regular rods or knobs. But if you're using, you know, 10-inch or 8-inch or, you know, 6-inch sidebars, the closer you're together your rods are, the tighter your tension will be. So if you've got 12-inch sidebars, you can move them. They have, you know, holes every 2 inches, so you could move them to wherever you needed it to be to get them together. One thing I do want to talk about really quick. Ooh, I went over. Gosh, I can never stop talking, you guys. We did 2 things I want to go over really quick. I can sit here and talk about freaking scroll frames for hours. We just added, so the roll for the tape used to be only 3 yards. We just added, you can get a 12-yard roll now. So that's kind of cool. So we just added that. What's the second thing I wanted to add? Dang it, I should have told you what it was so you guys could remember. Highly recommend you get the lap stand and then upgrade for larger projects to the floor stand. Aren't they amazing? I love them. The flat knobs are really, really great because I feel like I get a better grip as well. Instead of, you know, going like this, you go like this on the flat knob. So I feel like I can get a better grip. What was the other thing I was going to say? I do need a floor stem, but I'm so afraid my 3-year-old will take advantage of it being open. Okay, let's talk about that. Crap, you guys, you're going to make me just talk about everything. Okay, so when I go upstairs, I'll take a picture of my floor stand that's upstairs. Okay, so I have a 5-year-old grandbaby and a 2-year-old grandbaby. The only thing they ever touch is if I have needle magnets on them. They never touch my scissors. They never touch my highlighter. The only thing they touch are my needle magnets because they like seeing them to come together. They will take them off there and then sit there and play with the magnets. They have never actually touched I mean, I can be in the middle of a stitch and they don't touch the needle. They don't, and it's literally in the middle of my living room. Like I have my coffee tables pushed towards the TV and my floor stand in front of the coffee tables and then my couch, so then I can just pull it forward, right? But they never touch it. And I don't stitch in front of them because I'd rather play with them than stitch. You know, it's a weird thing that I have. But yeah. And I mean, they're in love. If I have my wand, my pickup wand, if I have this and the needle magnets, they'll go to town. They'll go to town with it. But they've never touched it. However, part of the floor stand, let me go grab here so I can show you a picture. You can move the elbow and the arm out, and it will lay flat. And then you could just put like a sheet or a blanket over it, and then you could slide it up against a wall. And so instead of it being up like this, or, you know, out like this, so instead of it being usable, you can take this out of this is the elbow. You take the elbow out of the arm and it will lay flat. So they'll just all lay right down. I mean, you could, take the foot off as well and slide it under a bed, but you could just let it lay flat and then put a towel or something over it and then, have it pushed up against a wall or something. But anyway, that's that. Not sure my granddaughter and my twin grandsons would be so good. Oh, 3 babies. Do you have patterns for the Southern Bells that was embroidered on the pillowcase? I don't know. I'd have to go look. A king size pillowcase works. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, to put over the scroll frame, you mean? Yeah, I was thinking the whole frame. You just put a blanket over the whole frame. You can always use, I have our scroll rod envelopes that you can use to cover up the scroll frame. I can show you those. They just go right around the frame itself and just protect. They just go right around the frame itself. They have, what did they go to 36 inches? Oh, I thought there were more pictures on here. Sorry, I'll go and add more pictures. But they literally just go right around it like an envelope and Velcro it, and they have a pocket on the back. I wish I knew what I was going to say before. I don't know what I was going to say. Okay, let's jump over and see what y'all have been working on. Now that I have sat here and just talked about nothing but scroll frames. Oh, wait, I was going to talk about, I don't remember what it was. Okay, here's the video that I just put up. I love the auto captions, you guys. They're kind of my favorite things. They just change, names of people. Like, I guess I'm Donna in this video. And it's just highly entertaining. I want you to know I've had that sewing machine for 5 years. This was the first time I got it out of the box since my husband gave it to me for Christmas. Just saying. I bought a piece of fabric from my local sewing shop to cover my Wizard of Oz project. Yay! Oh, good. Good. So anyway, I go into way more detail in the video that you can, of course, go and watch. Okay. Here are all the polls. I've got them all marked in announcements, so you can go look at them and vote. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you finished your little sewing machine. Yay! Oh, that looks awesome. Cute little purple sewing machine. Dude, look at how far you are on your fishing Santa. That's looking awesome. Nancy, I love that. Look at where she started on day 1 and then she finished. That just makes my heart happy. Carrie, are you done? No, you're not done. You're just showing me how much of it you have done. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's amazing. Wow. Look at your little grandson sitting there stitching. How cute is that? We're living in the tomorrow for which we wrought, 2020. Wow. That's a really cool piece. That's a really cool piece. We have it finished! Yay, Connie, that's amazing. Started June 1st and finished November 5th. And you only missed 5 days of stitching from June 1st to, oh my gosh, so you did it through the summer stitching challenge and the witchy stitching challenge. That's brilliant. You have no idea what to stitch next? Put up 2 or 3 options and we will pick our favorites. Because there's nothing more that I enjoy than telling people what to stitch. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Look how beautiful that is. That's my favorite butterfly right there. from a Dimensions Gold collection. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh, the bitch on the bluff. How funny is this? Okay, so Elizabeth actually posted earlier, and she asked, she's like, I have a piece I finished but has colorful words in it. Is it okay to post? I appreciate asking. Yeah. But I'm not here to censor anybody. So, you know, if it has, bad words, it has bad words. If you feel weird about it and you don't want to necessarily post it, you can write your post and then you can put it in the comments. But I mean, unless you violate our guidelines, which our guidelines don't say anything about for profanity, then I'm okay with it. I'm not going to censor you on it. Plus, I think this is a pretty awesome piece. I kind of love it. So, oh, and it's for somebody asked her to stitch it. She has her own Etsy shop, and they asked her to stitch it. Oh, she sells masks. Oh, that's cute. The bitch on the bluff. I think that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Look at how beautiful those are. A Santa, a jack-o'-lantern, some Thanksgiving, pumpkins, and a spider web. Ah, so pretty. Oh my gosh. Marilyn, look how far you've come. Like, you didn't have any of this when we started Witchy Stitchy. And you've got, like a house, like a discernible house now. That is beautiful. I'm loving it. If I recall correctly, isn't this going to be like a wedding sampler? If I remember right. Oh my goodness. How cute is she? Mary. Oh, she's cute. I love her on the black. I think she looks great on the black. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at those roses and lazy daisies, which are kind of like my favorite. I kind of love lazy daisies. Oh my gosh, what is this one called? Need to take it off the scroll right. Oh, it's a spine. Like for a chiropractor or something. That's brilliant. You started it on October 1st. So you started this one on October 1st. So you've done all of this through the Witchy Stitchy. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Cervical lumbar. That's cool. That's cool. As somebody that has scoliosis, I find that entertaining. That makes me laugh. Whoa. First photo, October 1st, ending. That's amazing. It's from Joan Elliott, The Oriental Odyssey. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh my gosh, I saw this earlier, Carrie. This is so cute. Finished inside autumn. Freaking hedgehog. Come on. Hedgehog. How cute is that little squirrel? Crow monster. We call them crow monsters. My daughter, when she was 8, saw a bunch of crows in a field and was like, Mom, they need like a crow monster. I was like a scarecrow? Oh yeah, that. So now they're always crow monsters. Oh yeah, I just did this poll. Have you ever purchased fabric or fibers, thread fibers, just to have them in your stash? Not that you needed them for a specific project, just so you had them. My answer is yes. 92 of you say yes as well. I mean, I've done it. I usually, when I buy floss, I buy 4. So even if I'm buying it for a project, I'm buying 1 for a project and 3 just to have in my stash. Because you never know. And with COVID, aren't we all so glad that we are that diligent that our stashes, stashes are so like, full that it wasn't a panic of, oh, I need floss. We had our stash to fall back on. I mean, like, I'm sure there were husbands in January and February going, you're never going to use this. And then in, June, they're like, yeah, I'm really glad you had all that. That was a good idea. Oh my gosh. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. I'm a really big Bon Jovi fan, so I found this highly entertaining. It just makes me laugh. Oh my gosh, Beth, look how far you've come in 1 month. That is amazing. So are you done with the whole page yet, or are you still on page 1? I love it. I'm so proud of you. I mean, this is your very first Heaven and Earth, and I think it looks amazing. Oh my goodness. Miss Dear. Oh, she turned out so cute. Look at that. I love it. I love it on the blue fabric. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Death by Cross Stitch Long Dog Samplers. You're still on page 1. It's okay to take a few days break. Absolutely. That was a grueling 31 days. That's beautiful. I can't even talk. I'm just saying stuff. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's amazing progress. I mean, not only do you have the huge monster, but you got the cats done and the huge windmill. Windmill's the right word, right? I'm pretty sure that's called. And a border up here. So that's some serious progress. Oh my gosh, how freaking cute is that? Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. That is so cute. How many folks participated in this challenge? I need one for November too. I don't know if we'd actually do one every month. I think, 2 or 3 a year is like perfect. Every month, that's a lot. There is another group that does challenges more often. They actually will do 24 hours of stitching where you have to stitch for 24 hours straight. There's 2 parts. You can do 24 hours straight, or you can do like a sleeping one where you sleep part of it. But I think they do it. I'm not sure how their accountability works, but there is other groups that do challenges. I can post the group if you want me to. I'm okay with that. Oh yes, she asked. I told her I would show her at the end of tonight's video. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's going to be amazing. Starting November 1st. Hey, that's really good for 5 days of stitching. That's really good. That's really good progress. Oh my gosh, I've seen this one before. I haven't seen this before, but I've seen this pattern before. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So obviously this is a leopard, but all of him is like electric current. It's really cool. It's really cool. There's a lion one. If his face was a little bit more proud and not sad, I would do the lion one. But I am particular on my lions. I like them to be very regal and very powerful and strength. I don't like them to look beaten and worn down and sad, because that just makes me sad. Oh my gosh, this is looking amazing. Oh, that's looking so good. I love the long stitches in the feathers on these. They're just beautiful. This turned out beautiful. Halloweenies. Oh, Halloweenies. Oh, that's cute. That's really cute. Oh, Death by French Knots. Oh my gosh. seriously, death by French knots. There's got to be hundreds, if not thousands of fresh knots. I couldn't do it. I'd beat it all. I couldn't do it. Oh my gosh. Yes, I would love for you. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Yana, maybe? Yana? If you wanted to do a tutorial on French knots and post it in our group, I am 100% okay with that. If you wanted to do a tutorial and send it to me and I could edit it or whatever. Oh, whoops. Hang on, I'm live. I'll call you back. Hit the wrong button. I would post it for you because, yeah, those are some brilliant French knots. But, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Look, she finished her cute little kitty. Max's moon. Oh my gosh. It's oh, and then you're starting the John Elliott one. That's so cute. I was in a group where we would list 6 of our UFOs, and every month we would work on one of the 6. Hey, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, one more, and then, oh my gosh. Okay, so this pattern is from, is it from them? Maybe it's not. I thought it was from DMC, but it might not be because they came out with patterns like this, very, very similar to this, when they brought out, oh, it was a certain line of thread. What was it called? I don't remember, but I swear it was this one, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let me show you our little guy and what name we are gonna go with. So we are gonna go with Boo Boo Stitch. That was the majority of the name that was voted on. So we're gonna go with a Boo Boo Stitch. So this is our little man. I think he's very, very cute. I think he's very cute. He's got the hat and needle from last year. Cute little stitching his own little heart. He makes me happy. So as soon as I know how many people finish, then I will get him ordered. But I have to make a sad announcement. Today was Melinda's last day. So Melinda is no longer going to be with us at Embroidery.com. She's no longer going to be my assistant. I know. I'm sad too. She worked here for 3 years. 3 years, yeah. She started 9-10 months after her motorcycle accident. And so, yeah, she's been here for a long time. So we are truly, truly going to miss her and wish her nothing but the best. She is going to do amazing wherever she goes. And so I'm super happy for her and completely sad for myself because I just love working with her. She was a customer before she was, an employee. And so I wish I lived there. I'd work with you. I know, right? Right? I know. So, but yeah, so we are going to truly, truly miss her, but wish her nothing but the best. I hope she will stitch with us. I wish her lots of luck. Yes, I hope so too. I hope so. I hope she keeps being a part of our group and a part of our page and everything. Because I mean, you guys have seen her work. She's an amazing stitcher. And so we definitely need her here. As part of our community, because we have a great community. So yeah, I'm sad for myself, but I'm happy for her. I'm truly, truly happy for her. So okay, so what do we want to talk about next week? Here, let's see. Here are my recommendations, because I don't want to get off and then realize that we forgot to talk about, I know, it's like a big part of our lives, right? It's like a big part because, I don't know, I don't know. I think, even if you're only, part of somebody's story for, a couple months, you're still part of their story. And 3 years is a long time to be part of somebody's story. But, I've known her since 2011, 12, 13, something like that. So it's been a long time. Let's see. Oh, we could do the difference between linen and Aida. We could do, I don't think you guys need this one, but what the difference between thread count and stitch count is. I mean, I guess I could go over thread count if I did do it on Aida. I'd probably combine those two. We could talk about we could November 12th. 2010 was when the local group started. I started because I met her at the Cache County Fair. I started going to the fair in 2008. I'm just not sure what fair I met her at. So I kind of am thinking, that's why I'm saying 2011, 12-ish area, maybe. Lighting. We could talk about lighting. Okay. How about figuring out the amount of thread if you change the size of fabric? Okay. So here's the thing about, I remember the thing I wanted to talk about and I forgot? I just remembered. I don't have a tutorial on finishing, but I could do one. Yeah. Okay. If I don't do it now, I will forget. So I have to do it now. Do I have a prop? Okay, I don't have a prop. So we're just going to use this. Okay. So pretend, okay, pretend that this is needlework canvas and not linen. This linen, the fabric, it's a 28 count linen. So the fabric is really close together and it's not, it doesn't have big holes. But when you have a needlepoint canvas, the holes can be, pretty big because you're either using a yarn or a pearl cotton and everything. So if you put the tape on your needle point canvas, okay, so let's say you put the tape on the front of your needle point canvas, but those holes are big. So you could put your finger on the back of that and you could still have stickies. So if you're using needlepoint canvas and you put the tape on it, you're going to want to get another piece of fabric and put it behind it. That way, when you roll it, that sticky doesn't come through that hole and it attaches itself to the wraparound point of, when it wrapped around to the sticky part of the tape. I'm so glad I remembered that. So that's a tip on needlepoint canvases if you're going to use the tape with those. Okay, so let's do it on the difference between Aida and linen and stitch counts and the amount of thread you need, that kind of stuff. I truly never thought I would need as much math in my life as I do. I have a lot of story problems that I never really thought I would need. If my project is da-da-da and I'm using da-da-da fabric, how much floss do I need? Really? So actually, me and my husband came up with a spreadsheet because I was sick of it. I was like, there's got to be an easier way to figure out how many total skeins, not individual skeins, total skeins of floss I need to, fill up a thing. Most patterns will tell you, but if you're doing a pattern on your own or that kind of stuff, they won't tell you how many skeins of floss you need to cover it. So Yes, fabric calculators will tell you the size. They'll tell you all of that. They never tell you how many skeins of floss you'll need to cover it. So if you're doing like the long dog sampler, Death by Cross Stitch, I mean, they may have, I haven't looked at the pattern, but it's nice to know, okay, yeah, I'm using one color of floss. How many skeins do I need? So we made a spreadsheet because I had somebody ask that question. I've had several people over the years since we started hand embroidery ask that question. And I always had to go through and manually figure it out, which is way too much math in my life. Truly way too much math in my life. He's a freaking engineer. He can do the math. He can make me a spreadsheet. So all I got to do is boop, 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 and I get the answer. So we'll go over that. We'll go over Aida, linen, even weave, thread count, stitch count, skeins of floss. Anything else? If there is, let me know. And then, yeah, we can go over all that next week. I think that'd be great. Go check out the video for the how to attach the fabric to the webbing, because I think it turned out really, really good. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, happy stitching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.